Ooh, how you doing, guys? Summer's on the way. It's getting hot again, and I'm doing a flock nest again. I know it's been a while. Every time I play Battlefront 2, I get excited because that means I'm making one of these. And honestly, truly making one of these is an endearing feeling. It's once again live commentary, no cuts or anything. And for this episode, I have an interesting discussion of protecting your peace. And I know that sounds like a a fortune cookie type of thing to talk about. Um, but lately, I've been really reconsidering my life structure of how I think and how I go about stuff. So, on May 25th, I turned 22. I usually like to mention my age a lot because I think I started this when I was a little bit younger. I don't know what age. It's probably been 2 years now. I was probably either like 19 turning 20, or I don't know. You could go back and trace it. I probably talked about it. But every year I grow up, and every time things happen in life, I tend to find out that I'm actually pretty young, even though I feel like I'm pushing unk status, and I'm constantly learning and rewiring my brain and how to process stuff, and it's all about momentum and how things go on, and that I'm not really fully done yet. I have an actual arc, I guess. I'm a person who progresses and goes through things, and I don't blame you for not knowing that. Once again, I'm the TV that you watch that doesn't really talk facts sometimes, even necessarily being a YouTuber. I tend to have bad times responding, but as an actual person behind the scenes, I've had a lot of progression, I guess, over the last year of how I want to conduct myself and conduct my viewpoints of stuff, and one of that has to be of protecting my peace. I had a video I did a year ago on like Rocket Raccoon where I feel like I was pretty vulnerable with my audience for a video I wanted to talk about that character specifically, of traits I have that are kind of maybe bad about it. And ever since then, I guess I've tried to better that. Like I said, even in that thing, there's always, recovery with that, and like maybe relapsing of trying to change characteristics or things you might not like about yourself. But then there's that big thing of outside perception, outside things getting into your bubble of peace. And I used to be really toxic about stuff like that because I found it to be maybe bitch made or like kind of cringy to protect your peace or, protect your mentality or protect your energy and stuff. And I used to even get a little bit vindictive and jealous about spirituality for that reason, because there's a lot of people who, either it'd be religion or like just meditation or things, who are very keen on that idea of protecting your peace. And I don't know, maybe it was just because of anger or just because I couldn't buy into it, that I maybe spit to that idea and see it as kind of stupid and then live in my bubble of like toxicity. But I don't know, I think as much as I had to stop thinking of ignorant as bliss, because that's how I used to view stuff. Ignorant as bliss. These people can't see past the whatever, what I see. So they're stupid and I'm smart, and that's just not the way to go about life. And I think as now I'm maturing more and have gone through it, to see everything as ignorance as bliss is just not the correct way to perceive stuff, because there is ways to better your reality, ways to look and see better in things that you do. And a big reason I've been thinking this is basketball. The Mavs are in the fucking. I don't even know when I upload this. They just beat the Thunder in Game 5. Who knows? But I've been watching a lot of basketball, and a person who's been on the Dallas Mavericks, which is my team, is Kyrie Irving, and I've been looking into Kyrie Irving a lot and some of his philosophy. And I will say yes, philosophy, because I think when we think of philosophers, we always imagine the old guys made of stone who are fucking old as shit and talk about just like old rhetoric. But I would say Kyrie Irving is technically a philosopher, and a big thing that guy has done is talk about protecting your peace and protecting your energy, and not caring about how you are perceived by people. And I think with the internet trap of making YouTube videos and being a guy who's not a real person to a lot of people, it's really easy for us to kind of get in that mindset where we tend to feed off validation, or we feed off of what people think of us, or what they, of wanting to be liked. And the thing of Kyrie Irving as a basketball player, he was a guy who had a big controversy, and it made him pretty much demonized and hated by a lot of people, when at the end of the day, it was a guy who's kind of just like talking, or not even talking, just stating something he might have believed in, or trying to do like very minimal stuff. And I'm not trying to take a take on his opinion or whatever he said, but I think his philosophy of protecting your energy is a way that everybody should go about, not even from just the internet, but especially the internet if you're going to be pursuing stuff like that. I think it's human desire that we want to be liked. It's really nice to be liked. It's nobody wants to be hated, but I think it's really important though to understand that people just kind of operate in different ways. It's not even just as necessarily of being a hater, because I've been a hater a lot. I like to dunk on stuff or call people fucking stupid or whatever, and so it goes both ways. But the thing I have to fully process is that if I'm gonna hate, it's gonna come back. So I am in no position to start, getting upset or getting angry if I pretty much reap what I sow and how I behave about stuff. But the thing though is that there's levels to it and there's ways to go about it. And something that if it's not going to be for a career and it's not going to be for my own benefit, I think that it's just unnecessary. And maybe I shouldn't go about that ways of conducting myself and seeing past that viewpoint. And I should stop caring about what other people think of me, because that's all we can do. It sounds hippy dippy, it sounds stupid, it sounds even fucking fortune cookie, but realistically, that's all we got. It's like the Green Goblin quote where he talks to Spider-Man about, like, they will love you, but then they'll try to rip you down, because I feel like a lot of internet people will sometimes feed into this idea of validation, and like we've seen many times, it's not that deep. A lot of people are just TV, and people will turn on the TV, they'll turn on a season they don't like and dislike it, and people tend to take that shit to heart, which I get it. But I think we need to learn how to take stuff on the chin and then kind of reciprocate back the lessons that we could take from, stuff like that. And that's what I got from Kyrie Irving. I think just listening to speak about how he perceives basketball, because this is a guy who on a nightly basis is being judged for everything. A sports player isn't real to people. They're either like used for betting or just points on a stat sheet. So Kyrie Irving plays bad. He will deal for millions of comments of ridicule, calling him an idiot or a piece of shit, or like getting angry and criticizing him. But that's a guy behind that thing. But he gets it. It's entertainment. It's not what he thinks it is. So he can't take it that way. And I think just in general, we can't take that stuff either. We can't fully change how people think about us or try to change the worldview completely. We can maybe try to give a better way for the people who have open-mindedness to look into stuff and, make valid opinions or make takes of what they believe. And that's what I guess I've done with Kyrie Irving, and what people what people do with me if you're, watching Flock Nest. But people are not obligated to be like that. So if people are not obligated to be like that, I don't think you should be obligated either to fully care. Which it sounds really bad to not care, because we should care. We should try to be better people and try to do better things. But you have to pick and choose for your own sanity, for your own peace, to protect your peace. You don't have to constantly have to feed into everything or have to validate things that you might not believe. You could trust your own gut and trust your own heart and trust the things that are within you. At least that's how I feel about it. And this could be with anything, judgment calls or whatever. But that's at least what I wanted to say for this Flock Nest. Thank you for tuning into this. Thank you for sticking around. I'll be making more uploads here, once again on the cuff of just talking. And I appreciate you for coming back. I'm not going to take 6 months again, but that's it. So, yeah. Goodbye, guys. See ya.